Whether you're a time teacher, a studio owner, or a multi-passionate yogi with a side hustle, the wellness space has something for everyone. Anupamahapatra, Unsplash. I love a good yoga class complete with a long savasana, and my stretchy exercise pants take up an entire dresser drawer. But for a long time, I didn't understand why so many women M.B.A.s were signing up for yoga, Pilates, and bar teacher training, and then radically changing their careers. I watched as their job titles on LinkedIn morphed to reflect their business prowess and commitment to wellness alike. Studio founder. RYT, for the uninitiated, that's registered yoga teacher. It's big business, and wellness can be a great small business option for those willing to put in the sweat and run the numbers. According to the Global Wellness Institute, wellness is now a whopping $4.2 trillion industry, with fitness and mind-body pursuits accounting for a hefty $595 billion. Yoga, in particular, is growing fast. Yoga Journal's 2016 Yoga in America study estimates that approximately 36.7 million Americans practice yoga, up from 20.4 million in 2012, and spent $16 billion on yoga classes, gear, and equipment. Those are numbers that might pique the interest of an entrepreneurial M.B.A., especially if she can build a business doing what she loves. Take Alison Slapnicka. Before she was a Pilates teacher and studio owner, Slapnicka earned her M.B.A. from UCLA's Anderson School of Business and worked as a strategy consultant in the financial services sector. Back then, Slapnicka was a big runner, but long days of work travel in unfamiliar cities made it hard for her to regularly run outside. Around that time, she discovered Pilates. It was the perfect complement to running, and she was hooked. When an instructor asked her if she'd considered teaching, Slapnicka decided to give it a go, and it wasn't long before she started to consider opening her own studio. Slapnicka hadn't considered entrepreneurship when she was pursuing her M.B.A., but teaching Pilates offered a different way to look at business and life and what it could be. It was the first time I felt confident that I could open and operate a business successfully, and so I went all in. In 2013, Slapnicka founded Pure Pilates, an Austin-based studio specializing in the Labrie method, a notoriously killer style of Pilates that uses a spring-loaded megaformer, a device on which I've logged many grueling hours, to create resistance. Starting a studio from the ground up required her to put her M.B.A. skills to work. So many people go into the wellness space without a business background and get lost in teaching the classes, but forget that controlling costs is critical to creating a thriving business. Slapnicka explained. Since then, she's opened 2 additional studios in the greater Austin area. You need the passion, but you also need to understand that at the end of the day the goal is to make money, and if we aren't doing that, it isn't going to work. But not all M.B.A. wellness pros are in it to make a buck. For Radhika Brinkoff, teaching yoga isn't about the money. Brinkoff graduated from its Sloan School of Management in 2016, and went on to work for the Boston Consulting Group. She put in long hours, and found herself depleted. I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, Brinkoff recalled. All I was doing was working. When Brinkoff left her consulting job and moved home to Dallas, she had extra time on her hands. So she signed up for yoga teacher training at Core Power Studios. It was transformative. It allowed me to pull back my type of personality, Brinkoff said, and to be my authentic self. Now, in addition to her corporate job at Board & Dairy, Brinkoff teaches several yoga classes a week. Going into the studio, she says, acts as a forcing mechanism to make me disconnect from my phone, from my work life, and to hold that space as a yogi. Brinkoff spends her workdays leading teams and immersed in spreadsheets, so she enjoys the creativity required to sequence a class and give students a powerful experience. On stressful days at work, she uses the breathing exercises she learned during yoga teacher training. When Brinkoff turns her business side of the wellness industry, she sees a crowded market, one where teachers invest heavily in their training and insurance, but don't actually make much money per class. I did the math. Brinkoff said, and it doesn't add up. Brinkoff has no plans to teach yoga time, but says if she did, she'd probably open a studio, or several, explaining that in order to be profitable, teachers need to differentiate themselves from competitors and create scale. Brinkoff notes that Core Power Yoga, where she completed her teacher training, is a venture-backed corporation with hundreds of studios across the country, a place where business and wellness meet and thrive. Whether you're a time teacher, a studio owner, or a multi-passionate yogi with a side hustle, the wellness space has something for everyone. I'm probably not going to sign up for teacher training anytime soon, but I'm glad to see M.B.A.s branching into a new industry. Plus I love the clarity